Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And in this video, we will cover some JavaScript concept. Okay, so we in this video. In previous video, we have covered HTML, CSS, but in this video, we have started with JavaScript. Okay, okay, great. So come to our Visual Studio screen. So in today's video, we have covered six topics, and these all are the basic topics in JavaScript. Okay, so I have covered these six topics today. Like what is the JavaScript, why JavaScript is a popular, what are the variables in JavaScript, and how we can create variables in JavaScript. What are the data types? What is the difference between varlet, const, and what are the operators and expressions? Okay, so great. Start with the JavaScript. What is the JavaScript? First understand. Okay, javascript javascript is a javascript it's a programming language. It's a programming language, or we can say that it is a scripting language. Okay, and it is used to make our web page more interactive. It is used to make our web page more interactive and dynamic. Dynamic. Okay. Okay. So great. It is a programming language or it is a scripting language, and JavaScript is used to make our web page more interactive and dynamic nature. So what is meant by dynamic and interactive nature? Okay. So dynamic means in real time we can change something on our web page without reloading our web page. Okay. And interactive means we can create a interactive web page. We can event something, right? When user click on any button, something will happen. So this kind of all these things we can do with the help of JavaScript. Great. Okay. Okay. So one more doubt you have, right? So where JavaScript is run, JavaScript is running on client machines like client browsers, Chrome's, Firefox. Okay. So it runs on client machines. We can say that, right? Great. And okay, great. So why JavaScript is popular? What our second topic is why JavaScript is popular. We understand what is JavaScript and what is the interactive, what is the dynamic nature of JavaScript. Okay. So coming to our second topic is why JavaScript is popular. And so uh, in today's time, JavaScript is not only used for web development. Okay, using the JavaScript, we can do multiple things. Okay, we can work on multiple areas. Like we can create uh, our own servers. Okay, we can create our mobile applications. We can create our desktop applications. We can create a game application using a JavaScript. So for that reason, we have used a JavaScript, right? And we can say that areas of we also in professional language we can say that it is used in many areas of our field, IT fields. So for that reason, we use a JavaScript. So what are the areas of JavaScript? It is a it is first is a mostly used for first is used for web development. Then it is also used for mobile application. Then also it is used for server side application. It is also used to create a game application, right? So if you learn only one language, you can command on these many areas. Okay, you can work on front end as well as you can work on back end also, and you will become in future you will definitely become a full stack developer is only learning JavaScript. So for that reason, JavaScript is very popular nowadays. Okay, great. So till we have covered what is JavaScript, why JavaScript is popular. So our third topic is what is the variables and how to create a variables. Great. So first understand variable. It's it's only hold a values. Okay, it's like a container. What is a variable? Variable. It is a container which hold some data value. Okay, data. Simple. Great. Great. Variable. And how to create a variables? Yeah, just it's very simple. Just using var keyword, we can create. Suppose we have created a variable with a 20. Great. Just it's very simple. I will explain through code. Okay. Just created one file like first javascript.html. Okay. Then we this is our JavaScript. Okay, great. Okay, great. So you can write your script in header tag also, and you can write your script in body tag also. So we have written our script in JavaScript in head tag. Okay. So how can we just write script tag and write your script? Okay, sorry. Great. So now we have created a variable here. Variable. Variable. Okay. Okay. So first understand for creating a variable there are two steps. Okay. First is a declaration of variable and second is initialization variable. Okay. So what is a declaration of? So where a, okay, it's a declaration. Declaration. Okay. It's a declaration of variable. Okay. And second is it's an initialization. Okay. You can assign a value to variable. We can call it as an initialization. Variable. Okay, great. So we have created a variable, we have declared the variable in first step, and in second step we have initialized the variable. We can do in one line also initialization and declaration. I will comment this and I will show you how to declare and initialize in one step. Like it's very simple. Like we can declare the variable and initialize the variable in one step. It's very simple. Okay, I will run this code. Show you. So for seeing the output of this code, you right click on web page and go to inspect. Okay, then go to your console. Okay, and we have created the variable a. Okay, here. So we have checked it is created successfully or not. Okay, type a here. You can see. Okay, it's a 20, right? So we have successfully created a variable with a value 20. Great, great. And we can create a variable with a different values, right? Sometimes variables hold numeric value. Sometimes variables hold strings value, like variable b hold string value. So when we are initializing a string value, so the double quote is essential. Okay, but in case of numeric, no need of double quotes and single quote. Okay, great. We can check type B. You can see, right? Hello, it's printed here. Great, great. So we have successfully created our variables, right? It can be Boolean, it can be big int, it can be uh, undefined also. Okay, I will show you what is a undefined. What is an undefined? Undefined and null both are different. Okay, undefined and null. Okay, first understand undefined and null are different. Different. Okay, so what is mean by undefined? Undefined means you have declared the variable, but you are not initialized at this step. Okay, okay, means you have declare a variable. We have declared a variable like x. Okay, we have declared a variable. So this x variable, okay, it's a undefined. Means in future we have assigned some value. We right now we don't know which data type it store. Means it store numeric value or float value, it store boolean value. What kind of value it store, we don't know about right now. Okay, it's undefined. And the null value means we have intentionally uh, give a empty value to variable, like z equal to null. Okay, great. We can see on output. Okay, so we have created a x variable and it is a undefined, right? So we can check here. If we type x, it will show undefined. Okay, if you are not initialize any value, so by default it will take undefined. Great, great. And suppose if we have intentionally assigned empty value. Suppose if you want to assign intentionally empty value, so you can assign directly null to the variable, right? Set. Great, you can see that. Great, we have covered the variables in JavaScript. So till we have covered three topics. What is JavaScript? uh, why JavaScript is popular, why it is used, what is the variable, how to create variables. Great. So coming to our next topic is what is the data types in JavaScript. So basically, data types means it knows what type of data we have stored. Okay, so we called as a data types. So basically in JavaScript there are two types of data types. What is the two types? It's a primitive data types. So primitive data types 4.1, and second is a 4.2. It's a non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types. And again, we also called as a reference. Non-primitive data type we called as a okay, reference data type. Great, great. And in category of primitive data types are, it's very simple, like numbers, string, null, undefined, boolean, symbol, begin. All these are uh, all these data types are considered inside a primitive data types. And in non-primitive data types or again we also called as a reference data types. Inside that we have in non-primitive data types are arrays, object. These are the complex data types. Okay, and these are the reference data types. Great. I'll explain you through an example. Great. So I will comment this all code. Comment this all code. Great. I'm going to comment. Great. Great. Okay. So what's our topic? Data types. Okay. So primitive data types and non-primitive data types. So primitive data types. Yeah. So how to create a primitive data? Then var Okay, one more thing. We can create a variable using let also. Okay, so now we have created using let. Okay, so let first variable is first first var equal to number. So now I am explaining you what are the primitive data types. Okay, so for this number like 1, 2, 3. So this is a primitive data types. A number our second is a string. So how to declare string? Second var hello JavaScript. Okay, then third is null. Okay, so it's a null, and I'm already explained, right? Null and undefined both are different. Okay. Oh, fourth, uh, fourth, it's undefined, means not defined. Just simply break. Then fifth, boolean. Fifth boolean, it can be true, okay, or it can be false. Okay, it can be true or it can be. So in this case, we mention false. Okay. So these are the primitive data types. I will show you the output of this all data types. So what is our first? First, first word, right? So you can say, right? It's a primitive data type, but what type of data store inside it? It's a number. Okay, great. The second where it store string data type inside it. Okay. In similar way, all these are the primitive data types. And coming to our non-primitive data types is non-primitive data types or arrays and object. So how to create arrays and object. And one more thing, okay. In primitive data types, we can store only one value to a variable. Okay, we can store we can store only one value to a variable. But in a case of non-primitive data types and reference data type, we can store multiple values in in variables. Okay, in variables. You can see that variables. That. Okay. So how to create a non-primitive data types? It's a complex. We can also say that it's a complex data type. So it's an array. So how to create array? Let 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 t1 equal to, okay, like suppose 1, comma 2, comma 4, comma 7. Great. Okay, great. We have successfully created, and this is called as an array. Okay, great. I will show you the output of this t t1. Okay, you can see here. This is an our non-primitive data types. Okay, this is our non-primitive. It's not working. It's working. Okay, you can see it's a non-primitive data types, and we have created an array here. Okay, so this is the array, and array always start with a zero index. Okay, you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, and the length is a 4. So we have stored the 4 element inside our array. For that reason only, it will show the length is 4. Great. So you understand what is array. Now, how to create an object? It's very simple. Like obj1 equal to just. And remember, okay, when you in object, when you have to create an object, you need to give keys and values. Okay, so keys like keys, you can say that this is key, like name, correct? Okay, and what is the value? Value name like some summer or not. Or you can say that Ram. Okay, name is Ram. Then age, age is age. Sorry, age is 20, right? Then city, city equal to Jaipur, correct? Jaipur, Jaipur. So in this way, we can create object, right? In object, mm, whenever we want to create object, it needs key and the value. Yeah. Okay. Object are made up of keys value pair. Object, okay. Object are made up of keys value pair. Great. So obj1 we have created object obj1. Great. You can see, right? This is our object. Okay. Object. This is our object. Age, city, name. Great. We have successfully created our um, non-primitive data type, also called as a reference data type. Okay. So great. We have covered till here four concept of today's agenda. Okay. Means what is a JavaScript, why JavaScript is popular, what are the variables, how to create a variable, what are the data types in JavaScript. Okay. Now coming to our fifth topic, difference between var, let, constant. Okay. First, understand in JavaScript we have created a variable in three way, like var, let, and constant. Okay, and these three are different way. Okay, so first I will explain you what is a var. Var is a old version. Old version. We can say that it is a ECMAScript 5 version. Okay, var is a ECMAScript 5 version. Okay, and in second thing is that suppose suppose if you create a variable using a var, so you can re-declare re-declare the variable. Okay, great. And var is a functional scope. Functional scope. Great. So you can access anywhere inside your program. Great. Then then let, coming to your let. Let is a new version. Okay, new versions, and it is a ECMAScript 6 version. ECMAScript 6. Okay, in ECMAScript 6, we have used let. Okay, so it is a ECMAScript 6 property. Let is a ECMAScript 6 property, okay? And it's a new version, and no one use var now. Okay, most almost 99% people use let nowadays. Okay, so what are the difference between var and let? So it's a new version first, and second is we cannot we cannot redeclare the variable. Variable. Great, great. We cannot redeclare. We can initialize. Okay, we initialize. We can initialize. Great. We can initialize. We cannot redeclare, but we can initialize using that. Great. And coming to our third const. Using a const, we suppose if you want to create a variable in that way, so the variable always remains same. By mistakenly, no one can change the variable values. Okay, so in that case, we have make the variable as a constant. So in a constant, we cannot redeclare, and also we cannot uh, initialize. We cannot initialize. Okay, reinitialize, reinitialize. Great. Okay, so I have explained you theoretically, and now I will explain through the code. Okay, so we can see here. Okay, let's give you an example. I will comment all this code first. Great, I comment successfully. Great. So difference between first I will show you difference between var and let. Okay, var and let. Okay. So suppose if you create a variable using var, suppose if you create a variable x using a var, okay, and you have initialized the value 20 to it, okay. So you have successfully created a variable using var, but in a case of suppose after a few lines of code, after 100, after 200 lines of code, you don't know you have created a variable x, okay, with some value, and again you have created a variable x with a different value, okay. So JavaScript interpreter will not show any error, okay. Have you seen any error in here? No, right? So so take uh, JavaScript allows you to redeclare the variable and as well as reassign the value to the variable. Suppose if you see the output of the x, so now it will show the 40, okay? New value will show you x. You can say, right? The 40. So, so this is the drawback of uh, creating a variable using a var. Okay. So in a case of let, we'll comment this code first. Suppose if you create a variable using let keyword, okay. Suppose if you create a variable, and after some lines of code, you don't know you have created a variable using x. So if you are trying to redeclare the variable, means what is meant by redeclare? Using right let x equal to 40, right? So it will give an error. Have you see the error, right? I will show you what is the error. X. Have you see any output here? No, right? What is showing error? What's the error? Uncaught reference error. X is not defined. Great. So using a let, we cannot redeclare the variable. We can initialize. So what is when I initialize? We can just initialize like this. Right? X equal to 40. Great. So if we check, right, it is successfully. So this is the difference between var and let. And in case of const, const neither be redeclare nor reinitialize. So if we created a variable using a const, suppose const name equal to Raju, okay. So you are not able to JavaScript interpreter not allows to redeclare or not allows to reinitialize. Suppose if you are redeclaring the const variable the same name, so it will give an error, okay. Okay, so, so it will gives an error, okay. And what is the error? Cannot redeclare the block scope. Okay. But and suppose if you are changing the, or if you are reinitialize the value, so it can be okay. Great. Raju name constant. I think I have using const. Suppose yeah, we cannot reinitialize, but we can here we can reinitialize. Okay, name. Great. Name. 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 Okay. Uh, we cannot. Okay, we cannot redeclare and reinitialize. Okay, using the const. So this is the difference. Oh, sorry. I need to comment the codes. Okay, so great. So uh, we have covered the topic. What is the data types? What are the different between violate and const? Okay, so coming to our last topic, what are the operators and what are the expression? Expression is a it is a set of code. It is a set of set of code which will be evaluated, evaluate. Okay, evaluate. So what is the set of code? Like suppose if you write 2 plus 3 4 plus 5 plus minus 2, right? So this is the expression. Okay, so this is the expression. You can say that this is the expression. And what are the operators? Okay, operators perform some operations. Okay, this operators are used to perform some operations. I will explain you through an example. Okay, first I am explaining expression. Expression. Okay, expressions in JavaScript. Great. So expression in JavaScript. So suppose you have written here 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 5 minus into 5. Okay, suppose if you give bracket to this, okay, and then if you give this bracket to this, so is it work or is it give any error? That's work, I think. We'll see. Okay, suppose we copy this expression and go to our console, paste here. You can see the output of this expression, right? So expression is a set of code which will be evaluated when we have write or we have run the code. Okay, great. So expression we have covered here. Now coming to operators. Operators performing some operations, right? It is used to perform some operations. So what kind of operations is? Uh, it is a arithmetic operation or it is operations, arithmetic operations like subtraction, subtraction, multiplication, comma division. Okay, so this kind of operation we can call it as a arithmetic operation, right? Then assignment operators. Right? There are different types of operators in JavaScript. Uh, in next video, I will explain you in details what are the operators. Now, just in this video, I have given you some simply explanation about operators. Okay. From next video, we have covered in detail. So what are the operators? Okay, so great. So today we have covered six topics. And if you find this video very helpful, so please subscribe my channels. And if you face any difficulty, so please ping me. I will try as soon as possible. I will try to solve your queries. Okay. And if any suggestion from your side, so you can comment on my channel. Okay. So I will improve my videos. Great. So still you are watching my videos. So thank you so much and thank you all. Bye bye.